Hello, it's Japan, and this is another prediction video for WWE Crown Jewel. It is tomorrow. Technically, this video I think will come out the same day that Crown Jewel is because I procrastinated, the fun stuff. So we'll just jump right into our predictions. So we got the women's tag team championship match. It's a fatal four-way between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the champions, versus Damage Control, which is Io and Kyrie. And then we got Lash Legend Jakara Jackson and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. It's a pretty stacked match. Like they had a good, I guess like a fatal four way match tonight, like a solo one, like a singles match. That one absolutely cooked. So I can imagine that this match is gonna have some good spots in it. So I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to, show up when you actually see that the title's on the line. I think for the prediction, at least, I think Jade Cargill and Bianca win here. I think it is a very protected match that they could possibly lose with not being part of the thing. But other than Damage Control, I don't really see the other two being, that big of a deal. Because like Chelsea Green and Piper Niven have both had some pretty good spots this year, like Chelsea being in the Money in the Bank, Piper Niven having Clash at the Castle. So I think they've already kind of had a few things, and I don't think like they're ready to be putting the titles back on them. And then like Lash Legend Jakara Jackson, unless they're getting the call up, I don't really feel like the tag team should go back down to NXT, where it's already stacked with a bunch of other talent. That the tag team division, like unless they're gonna really build out a tag team division, there's no point of having titles. If you're going to do it, just put new titles instead of having these titles. So I think Jade and Bianca win here. It's kind of I think a pretty no brainer of a pick, but I guess we'll see. Next up is the United States Championship. It's a triple threat between LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes. Honestly, would love to see a title change here. Like, I would be down to see Carmelo win. I'd be perfectly happy with that, but I just don't see it happening on this show. I feel like this show is kind of like one of those that are going to have some really good wrestling and some good moments, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of movement because one, we only have two titles up for grabs, so that's one big thing, and two, Crown Jewel's kind of like that. Like it's kind of like one of the B tier premium live events. Like cool stuff happens, but not in the way that we expect it to. So yeah, we're gonna. I feel like LA Knight wins here. I'd be fine with Carmelo Hayes, but I think LA Knight's definitely gonna win. Next up, then we have Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I think their feud is kind of one of those feuds that's going to be like the rest of the year. So I feel like it can go either way because this is just like the game one, and then we'll have a flip, and then having like the definitive like third match. So I'm gonna go with I think Kevin Owens winning here. No, actually, I'm going to switch. I'm going to go with Andy Orton. I'm going to go Orton winning, so then it will set up Kevin kind of still going on his path of revenge and stuff that will lead to a match two, that will lead to a match three. Next up, we got Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. This was supposed to be the Elimination Chamber match, and it was supposed to have the heavyweight title and all that, but Seth Rollins was too injured to have an extra match, so this is kind of like a delayed match. I think Bronson Reed's been showing off that he's been doing really good stuff. I could definitely see Seth Rollins taking the pin here to kind of further Bronson Reed. It just kind of really depends on where they want to go here. Do you want to go with the established star, or do you want to go with somebody that you think is going to take that next level? So it's kind of 50-50. I'm going to just hedge my bet, and I'm going to go with Seth Rollins just because I personally want Seth Rollins to win, but I would not be surprised if Bronson Reed wins here. Next up, we have it honestly feels like the biggest match of the card, which is the six-man tag team match, which will be Roman and the Usos versus the new bloodline or the current bloodline, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know which three of the bloodline are actually going to be here, so I think that's kind of an interesting thing. I would say it's Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa, and then have Jacob just be messing around in the back. I don't know. I feel like there could be a possibility we see Sammy come here and intervene on the new Bloodlines path. That would be my big, like, I guess, call of somebody showing up out of here. So I think there's a possibility of that. And I feel like the new Bloodline wins. I feel like they win here to further the storyline between that and show to pretty much to the. I'm assuming this is going to be the Survivor Series match with them maybe having 4 or 5 v 5, like so. That's be cool. I also think there's a big chance that The Rock shows up again and shows that he's aligned with Solo. I could see something like that. We kind of like got it, and then like nothing was even said, which is kind of a weird thing. Like I understand like not be doing it, but it is they said nothing about it. So yeah, so I have a feeling he'll show up again here. Maybe there's a good possibility. Sammy and Rock. I feel like if somebody's going to show up, it's on this match of all things. Next up, we have the champion match for the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship. This one's a weird one because I believe there's a lot of moving parts, and I think there's parts that we haven't even seen yet because we don't know the full story. And we're gonna start with the women's match, and we're gonna deep dive in it because there's a lot when it comes to the women's side of things. So it's obviously Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. The big news around it is it seems like Rhea Ripley's actually maybe legitimately hurt for a little bit. So if she's legitimately hurt, then it wouldn't really be that Liv needs to hold on to the title to a certain extent. So there's a possibility there's a cash in here. I don't really see them doing the cash in here in Crown Jewel. I just feel like it's not the stage that they want to do. I definitely think there'll be a spot where she's going to come down and try to cash in, but I don't think she's going to cash in here. So then that comes back to who's going to be the winner because the thing is here, I would assume that you have both King and Queen of the Ring in the matches. I don't think both of them win. Like you don't have them have both of those accolades, and yeah. So if that's the case, I kind of honestly believe that Liv Morgan wins here with Judgment Day helping her. I think like it's kind of a stacked against Liv or against Nia if Tiffany does not help her. So I'm gonna go with Liv here. I really these two matches can go either way because you're trying to do something to make them look good. So it really doesn't matter like who wins. It's just more of who looks the best. And then we got the last one, the championship match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Now, like, this is a weird one because I do believe there's could be somebody that comes in here. Like, I feel like if you don't have The Rock show up in the Bloodline match, you have him show up here and cost Cody, having them set up a title match, which is what we've been waiting for, if that's even on the table. There's also like a very small chance that Gunther gets attacked by Goldberg because of the whole thing they set up in the last PLE. I feel like somebody has to go in there. There's no clean win here. I feel like the best idea would to have Cody win this to put the name recognition on it. But the way that they're so far up on Gunther, I don't see Gunther not winning. I feel like they one person's gonna win the crown jewel and the King of the Ring. So like if somebody's gonna win both, I think Gunther's a better shot than Nia Jax. But well, I guess we'll see tomorrow. So those are my picks. This is honestly one of those cards that I could be 100% right or 100% wrong because it's just there's so much that's not like it's just open story, which is kind of cool and kind of also weird because it's like you kind of always have like a little bit of a go on some of these, but I honestly think I could be 100% wrong on every one of these picks, which I feel like sure on a couple of them, but honestly the ones that I'm more sure on, which would be like the US title and the women's title, honestly I could be wrong and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. So I guess we'll see. And until next time, this has been Japan. Bye guys.